Hello and welcome to Magic Spells for SneakyRP 207, is it? Is it 7? Yes, it's definitely 207. In 207 we're going to work with location spells and location offset spells. What location spells and location offset spells are: a location spell is basically I want the spell to happen at a specific coordinate. A location offset spell is I want to target something and then have my spell happen, for example, 5 blocks to the right of it. Now, location offset spells are very useful for roleplay. Location spells are very useful for making the world come to life. For example, you can imagine a button on the wall that starts an emergency shower in a laboratory. At that point, you want a location spell because you want water particles to come out of the shower head. So then, get some light here. So what you want to be doing is I have a spell that casts at that specific coordinate, and then maybe it slightly offsets itself to the shower head, and then just has particles coming out. So that's an example of how you can use a location spell to animate the world. But let's just make a very basic one here. As is tradition, we start with making a new spells, tutorial, location. Sure, well, I know it won't work because I forgot to add the YAML again. It's a meme at this point. Momo forgets to add .yaml at the end of his text file. Makes you a better coder, I've heard. Close that because that's not part of the 201 series. Location spell-item. Wand of fire. We're gonna do a fire fume thing. And we're going to do it so that both spells we make are going to be on the same item. So that's lore. Turn that into a register, I think this is called. Now our left click is going to be summon a meteor over the targeted location. Whereas the right click is going to be set a specific spell on fire. Square on fire. First, we're going to work on the fire spell. Let's call it ignite spell. Start on location spell. Close all of this down. Go back to the key. Location, not the offset. That's gonna be the next one. Location spell. Copy all of it in as we do. Proper spacing. Ignite location. It's going to be location spell. Materialize is going to be the name of our spell, and our location is going to be, I think this world is called world, and our coordinates are currently -7, 5, 7, -7, because that's a 7. So this is the world name, just as you would call it in your files. So here's world. This is probably called world in yours as well. However, the The roleplay world is going to have a different name. So right now it's called build world, and if we do rename it, we might have to go over all location spells or even all location coordinates and rename them. But for now it's just world. The reason it does that, by the way, is so that you can also target squares in the nether and such. And if you go into the nether, then you have to change the name here. This is actually already pretty much done. We just need a right click cast spell. Is it right click? Yeah, right click cast spell. Cast item. Location spell item. Ignite-materialize. So we're going to set this on fire. What are we going to use for that? We're going to use a materialize spell to set it on fire. As we do, we're just going to copy an entire example and strip it clean of everything we don't need. A lot of stuff we don't need here. Don't need that. We're not going to put a reset delay. I don't need any of this. Now we just need to know, what does Minecraft think fire is called? If I had to guess, it's just fire, but we're gonna find out. Oh, what do you know? It's called fire. Very often you can also use block IDs for this, but not always. MagicSpells is weird like that sometimes. Okay, let's see if this works. Let's get rid of that. Cast reload. Cast item. Location spell dash item. Now if we right click, then that square should light on fire. There we go. There's one thing that happened here that I didn't like, is it made a sound. Which is of course in our materialize spell configs. Play break effect. False. As you can definitely see, by the way, in our series 201 where I go over deliveries, I aim to pick a different spell to deliver every time so that we can slowly familiarize ourselves with all of our different spell classes. You don't have to master all of them, you just have to know which ones there are, so definitely don't shy away from reading through the entire spell list at one point. A lot of these will be very self-explanatory at what they do. Like if you look at for example, a dot spell, you should immediately know what it does, and then you can look into it once you're actually interested in using it. And if you don't know what it does, just open it up, read the description, familiarize yourself with these. And for now, I'm going to aim to use a new one every time, just so that we can get that chance to display different spell classes. But honestly, the functional spell classes aren't really the important parts of a good spell, because the functioning classes are only the payload of the spell. As you can see right now, our main focus is in the delivery, and later on the delivery of the spell is going to get more and more complicated, whereas the actual payload that we're delivering isn't really going to get that much more complicated. That's why I want to focus mostly on delivery. There we go. Block break spell effect is gone. But definitely just go through the spell list at one point. If you see anything that looks interesting or anything that you don't understand, just read the wiki page, see what it does. And then if you can remember it, you can consider yourself a more powerful scripter, because you know more. The more you have to reference, the more powerful you are. This is already done. But don't have to change anything. It's finished. We just have a location spell with a coordinate and we materialize some fire with no block break effect. So this one's going to be more interesting, the meteor spell. Now you may remember from an earlier tutorial that I said that one of the best ways of targeting a block or a coordinate, like the coordinate that's under your mouse, is just the targeted multispell. Targeted multispell. We're even going to explain why. To target the block on the caster's cursor. Meteor-multi. Multi. It does not need any of that. All it needs is a cast item location spell item. How we're going to make this meteor spell, by the way, what we're basically doing is we're targeting a block, then we're going 10 blocks up into the air, and we're gonna just materialize some magma, some falling magma. Or I guess it's lava. Which one is it? It's above ground. I don't know. Is it magma or lava? Either way, we're targeting a block, then going up into the air, then making lava drop from the sky. So we're starting by targeting a block with a TargetedMultiSpell. Then we're going into that spell to target block 10 blocks higher. Which is called meteor-offset. Now we're going to go into the location offset spell. So we've already targeted a block here. Now we want to target the block that's 10 blocks higher than that. As you can already see, I'm kind of cheating here because I'm basically making the exact spell that's used in the example of location offset spell. We're using a relative offset, not absolute offset. The difference is absolute offset uses XYZ coordinates, whereas relative offset accounts for what players are looking at. So, for example, if you have a relative offset of 500, then that is 5 blocks to the right of me, no matter where I'm looking. Whereas the absolute offset, it's 5 blocks to the east. Right now it doesn't really matter though, because we're going up. But where does use? It's a spell or spells? No, spell. Your materialize. That colon was not necessary. Comment materialize a falling lava block. Back into the materialize spell that I just closed. Copying the entire example again. Don't need. At least you know that the format should work. That's not necessary. Block type lava. We're going to apply physics. Eliminate all of that because we don't need it in the way we're casting right now anyway, even if we did use it, then we didn't need it. Do we put in a reset delay? Let's not. No reset delay. Reset delay means that the block despawns after a certain amount of time, which we're not gonna do. Okay. It's always raining in my sandbox. It's so curious. Okay, let's see if we can hit this creeper with a magma spell. Oh, here it comes. Oh, here it comes. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God, he's dying. Now we gotta get rid of it because we didn't attach a... Because we didn't attach a one time. So what was interesting is that it didn't fall. I would like it to fall. Can we make it fall? First of all, I want to not play a break effect. Getting rid of that. False. No break effect. Can we make it fall? Falling. There we go. Apply sand physics to a block. True. Has to reload. Poor elephant. No, there's a meteor and it's gonna... Wait. Loaded yet? Oh. I've made a mistake. That is interesting. Or maybe I was just too far away. Nope, I've definitely made a mistake. What mistake have I made? Interesting. Which of these did I do wrong? Falling one? Here they call it falling too. Let's delete that. Sometimes you add too much and then you don't know anymore what went wrong exactly. Yep, it's definitely the falling one. Okay. That makes me wonder, does it simply not like falling lava? Does falling lava make it sad? I make it the falling block. Let's make it sand. Sand likes to fall. Sandstone like to fall. Really? Interesting. So, we cannot actually use falling on normal blocks here. It has to be a block that can fall. That makes me sad. But well, either case, the point of our spell works. And the point of our spell being target a specific block using a multispell. Because a multispell is a great way to target a block. Then we use an offset spell to go 10 blocks higher than that. And then we do something at that location. That was the whole point of our spell. Sadly, we then discovered that magma can't fall, at least not like this. Sad face. Not really, because our spell does exactly what we want to do. Which is great, so thank you all for watching. So far this has been MagicSpells 201. If I find other things that I think might fit into the 200 range, then I might add it later. If not, then I hope I see you next week for MagicSpells 301. Thank you all for watching, and I'm so very appreciative that you're all wanting to get into scripting. If you've honestly made it this far into the series, then I'm really excited to work with you with scripting in the future. Thank you all for watching.